propagandist Matinyarare has come to terms with the reality now. He says life is tougher in Zim right now. In my assessment of the situation in Zimbabwe presently, 1. Life has become more challenging for most Zimbabweans since the Gold Mafia documentary. Number 2. The exchange rate for the US dollar has skyrocketed from $1 to Zim 1,000 to $1 to 7,000, 2000 to 2008 style, which has eroded the Zim dollar earnings and savings of most people. Consequently, they are struggling to buy the basics they could afford this time last year. The rich are aloof and oblivious to the suffering of the poor, who include police, army, prison officers, and civil servants that I spoke with. Most of the elites are doing nothing to combat the sanctions and the sentiment war similar to that of the gold mafia. In fact, most elites are actively sabotaging the economy by engaging in price gouging and profiteering to enrich themselves at the expense of the masses. Many of the rich and senior civil servants are actively protecting and preserving the sanctions because they are benefiting them by excluding competition. However, I want to remind those people that what they're doing is precisely what the elites did in Iraq, Libya, Yemen, Syria, and Afghanistan before police officers, soldiers, civil servants, war veterans, and the masses rose up on Animal Farm to overthrow the greedy pigs who were living at their expense. In the spiritual realm, Maswikiro have been warning that they have been holding back a great spilling of blood, but they will not be able to hold back for much longer if our elites do not change their ways and begin sharing the national gold rush wealth with the poor. So to the elites, let's join hands while there is still time to put an end to this economic pain and suffering, which is being largely engineered by the cartels, millionaires, billionaires, and senior civil servants who are sabotaging the economy, defending sanctions for their benefit, and eating the inheritance of the nation alone. To the Minister of Finance, please sell our resources in Zimbabwean dollars and let those who want our resources use their foreign currency to buy our currency at the Reserve Bank to increase demand and hoarding of the local currency. This creates a resource-backed currency and reduces local currency supply. The Russians already illustrated the power of selling resources in local currency, which made the ruble the world's best performing currency in 2022. After selling our resources in local currency, let's safeguard and protect the foreign resources and gold from the greedy self-centered people who believe in privatizing national currency reserves. People will not suffer forever for just a few to enrich yourselves, their kids, and small houses. This is a historical fact. So, for a very long time, we've tried to show Rutendo Matinyarare that the real people who want sanctions to stay are within ZANU-PF, are within the top echelons of government, not the opposition as he suggests. We want a better Zimbabwe. We want an equal Zimbabwe. We want a free Zimbabwe. We want a functioning Zimbabwe as young Zimbabweans. That is the reason why we are up in arms with ZANU-PF each and every day. That is the reason why we all criticize and speak against ZANU-PF each and every time. It's not because we hate them. It's because we hate incompetence, we hate corruption, we hate looting. ZANU-PF is not ready to deal with the issues of sanctions. ZANU-PF does not want to deal with the issues of sanctions. Right now, they bought brand new cars for the MPs, but the masses are suffering. So they have money to buy all those things for just a few individuals, but the rest of the masses continue to suffer. Saka, you see, Kuti, whatever which is happening in Zimbabwe is not because of the opposition or Chamisa. And you are finally agreeing that indeed the people within ZANU-PF, they benefit, their kids are benefiting, their kids are living large at the expense of the people, at the expense of the masses. The people in government know what needs to be done. Even under sanctions, they know what needs to be done for the economy to prosper, for the economy to benefit everyone. But they don't want. I always question this and say, why is it that mines are being privatized? Why is the government of Zimbabwe not taking loans from One Africa Development Bank to open mine avo senyika, which will benefit everyone? Why are the people in government owning mines. This is just a private sector owning a mine. Hapana chakasiyana kuti murungu nemunhu mutema, because it's just a change of color. Why? The same people within Zimbabwe, the same big wigs within Zimbabwe, they are laundering money out of Zimbabwe, taking money out of the Zimbabwe and stashing it out of Zimbabwe. That is reducing money supply here in Zimbabwe in terms of foreign currency, because the mining activity should boost the foreign currency reserves. But because vanhu vari kumaina vacho ndeve munomu muZimbabwe vari vanhu vatema, but vari kunotenga maproperties outside Zimbabwe, vari kunostasha mari outside Zimbabwe, mhuri dzavo dziri outside Zimbabwe, mari iyoyo iri kubuda in large quantities. They are driving mabugatti, they are driving all sorts of cars, expensive cars. Where are they buying those cars? Just check on Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is just a drop in an ocean, but he bought a collection of 3 point something million cars in a few months recently. What about vana vevakuru vane motikari dzakaita sei? What kind of cars are they driving? Where are they buying these cars? Vari kugara kupi, vari kuenjoya kupi? Vana vamutsvangu recently vanga vari kuAmerica nemukadzi wake, enjoying with their kids. That is where their kids are living. And you have the guts to blame an ordinary person who is saying that things are bad. So it's wise for these people to see beyond an ordinary eye, to say ZANU-PF is the reason why Zimbabwe is deteriorating, the economic activity is deteriorating each and every day. And Zipanapa, I'm happy you stated Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Syria, Yemen. It's not America that caused the fall of these states, but they are greedy leaders. And the president uzanukwenye ikoko ndiyo ka idipe yacho. And kudos, comrade, I didn't know that at times you can be pragmatic. You have spoken from the gut. Let the wise take it. Zvikanzi apa wamboshongwa nemweya wekuswedera pedyo nechokwadi chakazara. Wangozoti Chamisa palist yavataura zvekubviswa zvine chisimba vasveta ropa ukati Libya, which elites in Libya. I hope you are not referencing Gaddafi, because that would be very incorrect. Okay, so as I see the hand sway of Tyson in a lot of these ZANU-PF sheep, presumably having their road to Damascus moment. If I'm say last time it was Rex Midzi, Tembaoga, now this one. Who is next? And then as wataurawo pass nezANU-PF pamberi naChamisa for Triple C. So I think at this moment Rutendo needs to understand that the only person who can save the masses, who can save the people, is Nelson Chamisa. Madara ekuzano, they will never do this, because achipinda mukuru akati everyone declare upfumi wako, everyone chichi. What happened next? Nothing materialized from those things. So this is it in Zimbabwe. Let us meet in another episode, another broadcast. Please tell us your views and your comments in this in the comment section.